Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Crestwood, Illinois. Back on the road here as we begin a 4-game series here between the Windy City Thunderbolts and the Evansville Otters. Well, the Otters ended up salvaging a game out of the series against New York. They won 6-1 yesterday. They got 6 runs on 13 hits. 10 of those hits, all 6 of those RBIs, were off the bats of Amani Jones, Logan Brown, and Marcos Gonzalez. Jones went 3 for 5 with 2 ribbies. Logan Brown 4 for 5 with 2 more, and a 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs for Gonzalez. And now we're back at Ozinga Field for the first time since late May to play a 4-game series. Yes, 4 games in 3 days. As tomorrow there will be 2 9-inning games, hopefully barring any sort of extreme weather. There's the starting pitcher for Windy City, Tyler Worley. Not Tyler Worley, Tyler Bittinger. Tyler Worley's pitching on Sunday. Bittinger has pitched against the Otters before. He has a 4.85 ERA and 26 innings pitched so far this season. Back on the 17th against the Otters, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs. None of them earned 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. And pitched pretty well against the Otters in a win for Windy City, 8-7. On the other side, for Evansville, it is Dylan Zentko getting the start, as usually he's in the bullpen, but I think with Serta moving back to the bullpen, taking over that closer spot yet again, Zentko is going to be a little bit of a spot starter here, going to try and go some innings, and maybe it'll be a bullpen game here in Game 1, as we see the plate meeting here between Andy McCauley and Tom Carcione. There's Zentko, as he is warming up here for the Otters. Otters wearing the gray unis. They play pretty well in the gray uniforms, 9-3 so far this season. Windy City yesterday ended up losing at the hands of the Gateway Grizzlies. They had a 5-2 lead heading into the 7th inning, and Windy City ended up giving up 4 homers in the last 2 frames, the 7th and the 8th inning. 4 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, 4 homers given up. 2 of them to Darrell Lee, and they dropped that one by a final score of 8-5. They're now 33-35 on the year, just outside of the wild card race, tied with Gateway. Both of those teams 33-35 and 3.5 games back of Schaumburg, as the Otters are in a pretty firm wild card spot right now. They are 2.5 games up on Florence for the first wild card. Florence has been on a pretty hot streak so far, 8-2 in their last 10, winners of their last 4 straight. So the Otters, big series here against Windy City, and to make up some ground and possibly gain some ground against not only the Thunderbolts, but also the Florence Yalls. The Florence Yalls play their series this weekend against the Gateway Grizzlies, who Windy City just faced off against, and they're about to start soon. There's already some games going on right now. Nothing too much going on. New Jersey up on Washington 1-0. 4 runs already in the first inning for Ottawa against Brockton, but otherwise, bunch of 0-0s in the books in the Frontier League. Well, the Otters are at 40 wins, tying their win total from last season. They can beat that win total with a win today, and they can also tie their win total from 2024. They went 41-55 in 2024, 40-56 in 2025, and they're looking to surpass that here in this series. 6-5 on Thursdays, 3-3 on Fridays on the road. Take a look at the head-to-head matchup. Zentko is at a 3.32 ERA, 21 2/3 innings. He's given up 20 hits, 8 earned runs, 8 walks compared to 24 strikeouts. And the Otters, usually their rotation doesn't have any lefties in it, so it's a little weird seeing a lefty starter for the Otters, but Zentko only 3 lefties on the entire pitching staff. It's Zentko, it's Eckes, and it's Cribble. Zentko getting the start here. It'll be Garrett Simpson and Ryan Wiltsey getting the start in the doubleheader tomorrow, and then it will be Williman on Sunday. Windy City's loss yesterday ended up being their 9th straight rubber match loss. Their last win in a rubber match was May 7th. They're on a little bit of a downturn right now. They were leading the division by a pretty wide margin. I think it all started with that sweep at the hands of Schaumburg last week. Schaumburg took over the division. Windy City's kind of been floundering since then. They have lost 2 straight. They lost that series against Gateway. The Otters 11-11 now in series openers. They have not won a series opener since June 26th against Florence. Lost their last 7 series openers, and they were close to breaking that streak against New York, but couldn't pull it off in the end as the sudden death 6-6 loss against New York extended that streak to 7 straight series opening losses. On the other side, Windy City 8-16 so far in July, 8-2 on Fridays. They're doing pretty well on Fridays this season. They've lost 6 straight series, though. Their last series win was July 3rd through the 5th against Lake Erie. It shows you how rough it's been in July for Windy City. On the other side, the Otters in July are sitting at a 13-10. If they win today, they'll match their June record at a 14-10 before we head into August. The Otters in August actually played pretty well last season, 16-11. They had that 9-game winning streak, which tied their franchise record. We're going to replicate that here in the fight for a playoff spot as we enter the last full month of the season. But for now, July 31st, game number 68 of 102, as the Otters try to go 14 games over 500, tying their season best for the 4th time this season. But for now, we will head to the national anthem before first pitch from Ozinga Field. Tyler Bittinger taking the mound here against the Otters. We'll do lineups, we'll do defenses. We'll talk a little more about Bittinger after the anthem, as we'll be right back on the Otters Digital Network. Time for game 1 of 3. You see the temperature, it's 69 degrees. It is a cool one today. We haven't seen too much of that this season. Well, the Otters batting first here against Bittinger. Mentioned before, Bittinger has faced off against the Otters before. 4.85 ERA, 26 innings pitched, 16 walks compared to 18 strikeouts. All 3 of the runs he gave up against the Otters were unearned. He had a little bit of a rough outing, though, against Schaumburg in his last start. July 23rd against Schaumburg, he went 4 innings, gave up 10 hits, 8 earned runs, walked 5, gave up a homer, got the loss, and is now at a 2-1 record, his only loss of the season. Bit of a newer signing, signed back on June 20th after his last collegiate season with Bushnell in the Oregon area in Eugene, as he starts here for the Thunderbolts. 23-year-old from Newport, Oregon. Newport on the Oregon coast, a little bit west of Corvallis, so he's kind of spent his time in the PNW for most of his baseball career. Take a look at the batting lineups. First for the visiting Otters, it's Sam Linscott leading off. John Ponder getting the day off today. Monty Jones bats second at second base. Logan Brown at first batting third. Marcos Gonzalez is in the cleanup spot. At third, Blake Robertson's in right field batting fifth. LG Castillo in left field batting sixth, with Chris Quitzer batting seventh, doing the DHing today. Dre Dirkson's behind the plate batting eighth, and TJ Salvaggio is batting ninth. As usual, Michael Sandel on the other side leading off for Windy City, Liam MacArthur behind him. Jared Beebe, then Justin Fogel, the 3-4 hitters. Victor Cerny doing the catching. He is batting fifth. Daryl Ruiz at first base. Robbie Ayers doing the DHing, batting seventh. James Dunlap at short, batting eighth. And Josue Urdaneta bats ninth at second base. So as Sam Linscott heads to the plate for his first at-bat, take a look at the umpires. Kenny Jackson is the crew chief, calling the balls and strikes behind the plate in Game 1. Mateus Puchalo is at first base, and Lucas Naley is at third. First pitch to Linscott is going to miss a little low for ball one at 6:36 Central Standard Time. Forget about the Central Standard Time. That is called a strike, and it's 1-1. Linscott leading off. Doesn't usually do so, but when Ponder gets the day off, Linscott not only leads off, but also plays center field. He's on a little bit of a hot streak so far. Did end his hitting streak in the series against New York, but that first game, back on Tuesday, he went 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs, but since then he's gone 0 for 9. 2-1. Fouled away, and it's 2-2. Linscott's still hitting at a .321, though, in his 52nd game against Windy City this season. He's hitting .240. Has a homer, 3 RBIs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. 2-2. Fouled back. Staying alive is Linscott. 12th time this season Linscott's leading off, and the 14th time he is playing in center field. Another 2-2. And another fly ball that will get out of play, foul. So already a pretty long at bat here to start off the game for Bittinger against Linscott. The Monty Jones on deck. Linscott's 12-game hitting streak, one of the longer ones in the Otters this season, as that one will miss for ball 3. Eighth pitch in this at-bat. Bittinger kicks and fires. The 3-2. Grounder over to second base. Urdaneta will scoop it up in a shallow right field. Throw to first is in time, and that is out number 1. All right, take a look at the replay on this one. It was a lot closer than originally expected. Urdaneta throw on to first. Very close. A little too close to tell on that one, but that is out number 1. Still a good at-bat for Linscott, as he's already up in the pitch count early in the first inning. Monty Jones hitting from the left side for at-bat number 1. Had a fantastic day yesterday. Was our Fifth Third Bank player of the game yesterday, after he went 3 for 5. Scored 3 times and hit a 2-run triple in the 8th inning. Check swing foul over to Windy City's dugout, and it's 1-1. That triple, his first of the season. Not only that, didn't realize this until today, it's actually the first triple of Amani Jones's professional career. 1-1. Called a strike, and it's 1-2. 1-2 here from Bittinger. Fouled away into the second deck. Well, we've had some off and on rain so far today. It was pouring rain earlier, around 1:30 in the afternoon, and then it slowed down. It picked a little bit up, started sprinkling just a tad before the game, but now it looks like it's clearing up again. A little low. It's going to be that same off and on rain all weekend, so hopefully we're able to get these 4 games in. Not too sure what the plan is if that isn't the case. 2-2 fouled away. Another long at bat here. Jones against Windy City this season, 364, 12 for 33, has 3 doubles, 4 RBIs. 2-2. Grounder up the middle off the glove of Bittinger. Urdaneta going to have to go quick. Throw on to first is not in time. And Amani Jones legs out an infield single. Well, that was 101 off the bat. That would have definitely gone into center field if it didn't hit the glove of Bittinger. And either way, Amani Jones still able to reach 4 for 6 in his last game and an inning, technically. Logan Brown standing in. First of 3 lefties in the lineup today. Logan Brown, Blake Robertson, Chris Quitzer, the only 3 lefties offensively that the Otters have. Up the middle into center field for a base hit, as Bittinger is really getting scared here. He's getting a couple of balls hit back his way. That one hit a little softer, but still, take a look at the replay here. That went right back near the face. That was close. Either way, back-to-back singles for Jones and Brown. And they did the same thing in the first inning. They had 3 straight singles. Jones, Brown, and Gonzalez. Gonzalez up, so chance for the Otters to strike first in the top of the first inning. First pitch called a strike, and it's 0-1. Gonzalez had another fantastic hitting night, 3 for 5. Drove in 2 runs. 7 for 10 in his last 2 games. 0-1. Outside. 4 multi-hit games in his last 5 for Gonzalez. He was playing second base. He's now had 3 games over at second base, but now his 58th at third today. 1-1 from Bittinger. Fouled away over to Andy McCauley at third base. 1-2. When Windy City's opponent scores in the first this season, they're 10-26. 1-2 is called strike 3, the breaking ball, right down the middle, and Gonzalez goes down looking for out number 2. First K for Bittinger. It's that one right into the zone. And Gonzalez is prone to the strikeout. He does have multiple strikeouts in 4 of his last 5 games as well. Blake Robertson will try to bring in a run here in the first inning. 2 on, 2 outs. That is over the leap of Dunlap and into left center field for extra bases. 1 run will come in. Logan Brown is getting the wave around third. Blake Robertson, a 2-run double, and the Otters lead it early 2-0. Great start for the Otters. 7th double for Robertson. As he takes that pitch, sends it into the gap. Opposite field hitting for B-Rob all the way to the wall. And Logan Brown able to score all the way around from first to make it 2-0 Otters early here in the top of the first inning. And now LG Castillo with a man on second and 2 outs. First pitch from Bittinger is called a strike. Robertson with the double has now reached base in 22 straight games. Still the longest active streak on the Otters. Gonzalez at 17, Ponder at 17. Ponder might not go up to 18 because he's not playing today, depending on if he gets a pinch hit opportunity or not. Called a strike, and it's 1-2. It's Fogle in left, MacArthur in center, Sandel in right with Beebe at third, Dunlap at short, Urdaneta at second, Daryl Ruiz at first, and Victor Cerny doing the catching for Bittinger today. Defensive side for Windy City. 2 runs on 3 hits here in the first inning. 1-2. Swing and a miss on the fastball for strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Bittinger. But 2 runs come in. Blake Robertson driving in both Amani Jones and Logan Brown after back-to-back singles, as the Otters have a 2-0 lead early heading to the bottom of the first on the Otters digital network. First inning is brought to you by the Mesker Park Zoo and Botanical Gardens. Be sure to check out the Mesker Park Zoo at 1545 Mesker Park Drive in Evansville, Indiana. Good start for the guys in the top of the first inning. Blake Robertson's 2-run double giving the Otters an early lead, as Dylan Zentko, before even throwing a pitch, is pitching with a lead as he'll face off against Sandel, MacArthur, and Beebe to lead off the bottom of the first inning. Zentko is making his second start of the season. He has somehow avoided facing off against Windy City this season as well. So this is his first game against the Thunderbolts, but in his last outing, through an inning and a third, scoreless against the New York Boulders back on Tuesday, his first pitch to Sandel is called a strike, and it's 0-1. 0-1, fouled away. Well, Sandel having a good season this year, hitting at a 304, now in his 69th game, but he has struggled so far this season against the Otters. 7 for 30, 10 strikeouts. Frontier League All-Star selection for Windy City. Foul tip into the glove for strike 3, and the struggles continue for Sandel against Otters pitching as he goes down on 3 pitches for out number 1 in the bottom of the first. Now on the other side of the spectrum, Liam MacArthur's hitting .455 against the Otters this season. It is a lefty-lefty, though. 3 lefties and a switch hitter in the lineup as well for Windy City, just like Evansville. MacArthur, Fogel, Ruiz, all lefties. And the switch hitter, Urdaneta, hitting in the 9 spots. 2 is called a strike. Overall, Bittinger finished with 25 pitches in the first inning, so going to have to really settle down if he wants to try and get through 5, maybe 6 innings here for Windy City. Definitely going to need as much saving of the bullpen as possible, considering the 2 9-inning games we have tomorrow. That is ball 4, though, and MacArthur will take the walk. Man on first with 1 out, and Jared Beebe up for the first time today. MacArthur getting on base for the 27th consecutive game. The 3 longest on base streaks in the league are from Thunderbolts. BB is one of them. He's gotten on base in his last 27 games. Fogel has the highest at 31. MacArthur on first, 5 for 9 on stolen base attempts this season. That is called a strike, and it's 1-1 to BB. We have seen Dre Dirksen, though, throw out a lot of guys in his short tenure with the Otters so far. He's allowed 10 runners to steal, has thrown 6 of them out, so 60% caught stealing percentage. Throw back to first is not in time. BB an all-star selection as well for Windy City. Went 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the all-star game. He's hitting at a 340. 1-1 from Zentko. That one's high for ball 2. This is BB's first season in the professional ranks, and he's had a good one so far, now hitting in the 3-hole. He went 1 for 3 with a triple and 2 RBIs yesterday against Gateway. Another throwback is not in time, and that is 2 disengagements for Zentko. Two one. Ripped down the line, but foul. Netting extends very far here at Ozinga Field. And the netting extends over the press box, so I'm not going to be able to get a foul ball my way. A little unfortunate, for sure. That was 109 off the bat, by the way, of BB. Just got out in front of it. Now the 2-2 from Zentko is outside, and it's a full count. Zentko got the start on June 27th against the Florence Yalls. He went 2 2/3, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, gave up a homer. That's his only decision that he's been involved in, and it was a loss. Another one ripped down the line. That's going to be a fair ball this time. It's going to one-hop off the fence. MacArthur was already running, so he's going to round third and come in to score. RBI double for Jared Beebe. And Windy City's cut the lead in half here in the first inning. It's 2-1. That foul ball was 109. That one was 104. There's a pitch pretty much in the same spot for Beebe. And his 14th double brings in the first run of the day for Windy City. Max Peterson already coming out there for a mound visit. We did already take a small look at the out-of-town scoreboard. The games are still just kind of starting. So nothing really to look at. Sussex up 3-0 on Lake Erie as Lake Erie continues to falter. They're now 18 games back of Washington in the division. Well, now the tying run is at second base for Windy City in the first inning, as Justin Fogel will step up for his first at-bat of the day. This is a good Windy City offense so far this season. 7th in hits, only 13th, though, in runs scored. It's interesting considering the fact that they have a pretty stacked lineup, especially at the top. That includes Fogel, who is on a 17-game hitting streak. On base streak at 31. Only hit 214, though. 3 for 14 against the Otters so far this season. All 3 of those hits were doubles, and they came in back-to-back-to-back games. Fouled away over to the Otters dugout, and it's 0-1. Fogel got traded midseason to the Thunderbolts from the Ottawa Titans. Had 21 games with Ottawa before getting traded for 2 player to be named laters. Oh, 1. Check swing, and no, he did not go, says Lucas Naley. That is 1-1. Take a look. Ooh, that is close. Definitely a 50-50 call right there. 1-1 to Fogel. Fouled back. It's 1-2. Oh, the Thunderbolts, a bit of an interesting record when it comes to the home and away splits. They're better on the road than at home. They're 14-19 here at Ozinga Field, 17-18 on the road. As 5 games under 500 here at home. On the other side, the Otters with that win yesterday against New York, 22-13 at home, 18-14 on the road. So still not bad. So that one's outside for ball 2. Bit of a longer first inning here for Zentko as well. Fogle yesterday went 1 for 5, ended up extending that hitting streak with a double that brought in a run. 2-2 from Zentko. Fouled away, and Fogle stays alive. It'll remain at 2-2. Now the Bolts got 1 run across already here in the first inning. Have the tying run at second base. BB's RBI double, bringing in that run, and now he stands on second base. Extending his on-base streak to 28 after MacArthur extended his to 27. And it's still only the first inning. Swing and a miss for strike 3. A big out number 2 on the strikeout for Zentko, his second K in the inning. As BB stays at second base, now with 2 outs for Victor Cerny. Well, Cerny was injured during the last series between the Otters and the Thunderbolts, so he didn't play a game in that series. First 6 games, though, he's 2 for 16 against Otters pitching. Fly ball into foul territory. Gonzalez, Salvaggio, both giving it a look, but it'll fall out of play. Cerny 2 for 6 with a double and 2 RBIs yesterday. Hitting at a 290 now in his 59th game, was an all-star as well for the Thunderbolts. Ended up getting a base hit. 0-1. Fouled away, and it's 0-2. Cerny this season with runners in scoring position, hitting at a 236. Against lefties, 235 compared to 378 against righties, which is it feels a little opposite. 0-2. Just outside. That's ball 1. Two for 10 in the series against Gateway. Hit that double, drove in 2 runs otherwise. Only played in 1 other game, went 0 for 4 back on Tuesday against the Grizzlies. 1-2. In the turf. It's turf here at Ozinga Field. 2-1, bottom of the first inning, 2-2 with 2 outs. Now a battle between Zentko and Cerny. Two. Grounder over to short. Salvaggio, long throw to first base, and it's snagged by Logan Brown at first for out number 3. Logan Brown playing some good defense over at first base. But the RBI double for Jared Beebe has cut the lead in half for Evansville. They still lead it 2-1 heading to the second inning on the Otters Digital Network. Frontier League Network, powered by Home Team Network, is the exclusive home of every Frontier League game this year. Head to EvansvilleOtters.com to sign up today and get a front row seat to every Otters game this season. 2-1 as Chris Quitzer leads it off. It's Quitzer, Dirksen, and Salvaggio, the bottom three, leading off in the top of the second inning against Bittinger after he gives up the 2 runs in the top of the first. 2-1 here. Quitzer coming off of a couple straight multi-hit games, 2 for 5 on Wednesday, 2 for 4 yesterday. Still has yet to get an extra base hit with the Otters this season. So the first pitch is called a strike. Fouled away, and it's 0-2. Quitzer does have 5 strikeouts in his first 3 games. He'll call his hitter's timeout. Struck out 28 times with the Sioux Falls Canaries in 38 games earlier this season in the American Association. Fouled away, overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. And it is going to remain at 0-2. Another 0-2 is fouled away. Almost got in Cerny's glove, but goes to the backstop foul. Oh, Bittinger. Lefties are hitting .429 against him. Outside, it's 1-2. We saw Quitzer have a 14-pitch at-bat last night against New York and ended up getting a leadoff single, and 3 runs ended up coming in that inning as well. Possible spark plug for that 3-run inning, even though the Otters didn't even really need it, because they only gave up the 1 run against the Boulders. Switzer strikes out, and that is out number 1. 3rd strikeout already for Bittinger. He had 6 Ks against the Otters in his only other start back on the 17th. And 5 innings to get those 6. He already has 3 here through 1 1/3. That'll bring up Dre Dirksen. First pitch. Grounder over to third base. Jared Beebe throws over to first in time for out number 2. Quick couple of outs to start the second for Bittinger. And the number 9 hitter, TJ Salvaggio, up for the first time. Well, Bittinger, as per usual, pitches a lot better against right-handed hitters. First pitch a little inside for ball 1. 208 righties hit against him compared to the .429 mentioned against lefties, but he actually is pitching better on the road than at home. 7.8 ERA here at Ozinga Field. Has an ERA under 1 in road games. Outside, it's 2-0. Lineup close to flipping over for the second time. Duo is a fastball called a strike. Second time through the order for Bittinger. The OPS goes from 622 to 1099. Slugging especially goes up. 245 first time through to 611. So that's been a real struggle for Bittinger the second time through the order. Had a nice start to his professional career at a 1.5 ERA in June, but it's up to 5.85 in July. 3-1. Foul tip into the glove of Cherney, and it's a full count 3-2. Well, even with a 1-2-3, Bittinger's still throwing a decent amount of pitches. He's up to 37. Payoff here with 2 outs. That is just low for ball 4. And Salvaggio takes a walk on a nice 3-2 take. First walk issued by Bittinger. Man on first with 2 outs now for the top of the order in Sam Linscott. Salvaggio still perfect on the base pass, 15 for 15. This is an Otters team that doesn't steal too many bases, but they're also facing a Windy City squad that doesn't steal many bases either. They have 79, which is 15th. Nice little back to earth after a team in New York that stole lots. 1-0. Grounder foul into the Windy City dugout. 2-1 Otters here in the top of the second inning. Man on first with 2 outs. 2 runs, 3 hits in the first inning for Evansville. 1 run, 1 hit for the Bolts, the RBI double from Jared Beebe. The Thunderbolts have played already a lot of high-scoring games this season. Throw back to first, close, but not in time. 2 disengagements now for Bittinger. 1-1. Popped up foul. Cherney gives it a look, but it will fall right over the press box. Makes it 1-2. Linscott hitting at a .321. 4 homers, 27 RBIs. Mentioned one of those homers came against the Thunderbolts. The Thunderbolts don't give up many homers at all. Popped up foul yet again. It's another long at bat here for Linscott. He's put together a couple of long ones. He grounded out to second in his first one, but that was after an 8-pitch battle with him and Bittinger. And now we're seeing a shade of that here in his second at bat. One, two. Inside. 42 pitches now. Salvaggio still on first, getting covered over there by Daryl Ruiz. 2-2. Outside for ball 3. So another 3-2 count to Linscott. Both at-bats now against Linscott have gone to a full count. Another long one here. Wind blowing in here at Ozinga Field. Wind was blowing really far wide, left to right. Slow roller over to short, throw in the dirt, and not in time as Linscott beats it out. It was a 2-hop throw from Dunlap at short. Might have lost some velocity in the turf. And Linscott is able to leg out an infield single. And that'll advance Salvaggio over to second base. 2 on with 2 outs now for Amani Jones. Well, we almost saw Linscott get an infield single in his first at-bat. Ended up just getting beat by not even half a step on that first at-bat. But he ends up beating the throw the second time around. Amani Jones a chance to drive in a run as that one's low and in. Jones singled in the first, came around to score on the 2-run double from Blake Robertson. 1-0 pitch. Called a strike right down the middle for a 1-1 count. Bittinger taking a good few looks at Salvaggio on second base. Not sure if we've seen Salvaggio steal third. The Otters don't necessarily steal third all too often. Seen Ponder attempt it a couple times. Big swing and a miss, and it's 1-2 as Jones having to recalibrate here. Does already have that base hit. 4 for his last 6. Fights it off. Grounder over to second base. Urdaneta will glove flip to Dunlap at short for out number 3. And that'll do it for the top of the second inning. Otters don't bring a run across, even with the 2 base runners reaching. Still have the lead 2-1 as we'll head to the bottom of the second on the Otters Digital Network.
Chicago, we have a Thunderbolt player on the video board, Carlos Pena, left-handed slugger. He's 24 years old. He's from Queensville. We asked him 3 questions about the city of Chicago. I'll read the question to you. Your job is very simple. Just tell us if you think you know the question or not. Okay. First question to Carlos: who was the head coach of the Chicago Bears when they won Super Bowl 20? 85. No. Okay, he doesn't think he knows Mike Ditka. Let's see, Carlos. Okay, you're 1 for 1. Very good. All right, question number 2. Which historic road goes from California, or goes to California, begins in Chicago, goes to Route 66, where Carlos knows it? All right. Route 66. Oh, look at that. Very good. All right. If you get this next one, you're a winner. The Chicago River is dyed the color green each year to celebrate which holiday? Will he know St. Patrick's Day? He will. Myron's all in. He says he will. Conrad. St. Patrick's Day it is. Congratulations, Myron. You won. We have a Thunderbolt prize pack for you, and we got all our good started. Found it up. Good job. All right. Way to go, guys. Back to you.
Second innings brought to you by J.E. Shekel Armor Protection. Founded in 1978, J.E. Shekel is the Tri-State's premier residential, commercial, industrial service, and construction company. Take a look at the retired numbers for Windy City. 1, 3, 23, 45. Also, their back-to-back Frontier League championships in 2007 and 2008. It's been a rough stretch, though, for Windy City. Have not made the postseason since 2010. First pitch swung on and missed for strike one to the leadoff man, Daryl Ruiz. Ruiz yesterday 1 for 4 with a strikeout against Gateway, hitting at a .272, now in his 65th game. 0-1 will miss low. When leading off an inning, Ruiz hitting .234, 11 for 47. Lefty. And 2 lefties on the bench for Windy City. Carlos Pena, Tony Livermore. Pena was also on the IL along with Cherney when the Otters last played the Thunderbolts at Bosse Field. So that was fouled back, and it's 2-2. Ruiz hitting .265 against lefties, .274 against righties, so it is a decently even split considering the lefty-lefty matchups. Hitting 10 for 30 this season against the Otters. Has a double, 4 RBIs, also 10 strikeouts, though. Two. Rolls one over. Logan Brown at first. He'll tag the bag himself, and that's out number 1. 2-1 Otters here in the bottom of the second inning. It's felt relatively fast considering the 3 runs that came in the first inning, but that will bring up Robbie Ayers. Ayers, Cherney, and Fogel are listed as the 3 catchers on Windy City's roster. I don't think we've seen Fogel catch at all when we've played him. First pitch just misses outside for ball 1. Ayers 2 for 14 against the Otters this year. 2 RBIs, though. 3 walks. 5 strikeouts. The 1-0. Foul tip into the glove, and it's 1-1. Ayers 1 for 4 yesterday. That was his first game since the 26th. Does have a hit in his last 3. Grounder over to short. Salvaggio bobbles, tries to recover. Throw to first is still in time. A bullet from Salvaggio to first after hesitating. Gets it there in time for out number 2. That was a hard hit ball, 101. So you can see Salvaggio bobbles it off the glove, still able to recover. Plenty of time as well on the throw to first. Still beats Ayers by about a step. First two gone here in the bottom of the second inning. James Dunlap up for the first time. Fouled away on the first pitch. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it. Not an overhead foul ball as it ended up coming back onto the field. Dunlap 0 for 4 yesterday with a strikeout. Hitting at a .232 now in his 64th game. Little inside, and it's 1-1. Just barely missing. One here from Zenko. Called a strike, and it's 1-2. Dunlap hitting .297 against lefties, .209 against righties. Went 1 for 9 in the entire series against Gateway. Only played in 2 of the 3 games. Went 1 for 5 back on Wednesday. 1-2. That is a liner down the first baseline over to the Otters bullpen. Ben Petchke there to pick it up. Looked like it might have hit somebody over there. Nobody's injured. Definitely went off of somebody's hand, though, out there. Colby Morse, Joe Morrissey sitting over there. Went in their range. Always enjoy the bullpens being outside and down the line. You can really see the guys over there and get a nice who's who of the players that are just sitting on the bench waiting for their chance to get called up, or the starters that are just sitting around and not pitching. 2-2. In the dirt, doesn't get the full 60 feet, 6 inches, and it's a full count. 15 walks, 38 strikeouts for Dunlap. He has a strikeout in his last 4 games. .172 average against the Otters this season. Payoff from Zenko. Fly ball into left field. That's going to get down for extra bases all the way to the wall. Heading for second is Dunlap, and he has a 2-out double. 9th double of the year for Dunlap as he represents the tying run now in the second inning. That'll bring up Josue Urdaneta, the number 9 hitter. That's a second double that's gone all the way into the left field corner. Also only the second hit of the day for Windy City. First pitch from Zenko. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Urdaneta, .255 average this season. 1 homer, 23 RBIs. That 1 homer came on June 19th against Joliet. 3 for 21 this season against the Otters. Did have a 2 for 3 day, though, yesterday against Gateway. So that one will miss low, and it's 1-1. With runners in scoring position, Urdaneta hitting at a .250. Against lefties, though, .333. Hitting better from the right side than the left. A switch hitter. 1-1. Fouled back to the netting, and it's 1-2. With runners in scoring position and 2 outs, adding something a little there. It goes down to a .217, 5 for 23. One-two from Zenko. Trying to get out of this frame scoreless. Little inside on the fastball. Evens the count up at 2-2. You see Urdaneta, he has a very shiny belt. I'm not too sure what that type of style is in terms of a belt, but it is shiny. It does shine. Sets him apart from the others. 2-2. Swung on a missed strike three. Zentko gets his third strikeout of the day. And a scoreless bottom of the second inning. We'll head to the third, 2-1 Evansville on the Otters Digital Network.
Thank you very much. Everybody meet JJ. He's from Crete. JJ, we're going to play a game called Long Shot. Courtesy of David Buster's, we can give you 5 attempts to get a tennis ball in that garbage can on a fly. Can't be out of bounds, got to be on a fly. And if you do, the equivalent of a half-court shot, go home with $50 in free play. David Buster's. That's a lot of games for you, all right? Concentrate, get it over the net. First one, JJ, here we go. I like that. All right, take a little off. Second one for JJ. Pin high, you're right there. Third one. Right on it. Number 4. On a fly, folks. Gotta be on the ball. The 5th and final chance for JJ. Good luck. For $50 in free play. And just so happens those are all 5 good attempts. I brought an extra ball because that's what I do. And I think we're going to give it to him, right? Yeah? All right. All right, JJ, here we go. Last one. Be the one. That's wrong. All right. It's a half-court shot. Everybody makes that. So it's okay. JJ, you did a good job. All good attempts. We're going to send you away with a ThunderBolts prize pack and lovely parting gifts for you, okay? Courtesy of David Buster's, everybody. We gave it a shot in Long Shot. Back to you.
Hey, welcome to the third inning. Logan Brown leading off. Marcos Gonzalez behind him. Then Blake Robertson. 2 lefties in the first 3 against the righty in Bittinger. He has thrown a lot of pitches through 2 innings, 49 of them to be exact. And I feel like half of them have gone to Sam Linscott. He's taken a lot of pitches. First pitch to Logan Brown is grounded down the line, foul. Logan Brown singled and scored in the first inning. Came all the way around from first on the Robertson double. Scored that second run. 0-1. Little outside. Well, after the 4-hit game from Logan Brown, he is now back hitting it at 346 this year. 4-hit game, his second of the season. So that one is lined down the left field line this time. Goes foul, and it's 1-2. We'll say Logan Brown really loves hitting on the 30th day of the month. Both of his 4-hit games came on the 30th. Foul tip off the glove of Cherney, and it will remain at 1-2. June 30th against Washington, he went 4 for 5, and then July 30th against New York, 4 for 5 as well with 2 RBIs. So Lake Erie, better watch out. August 30th, I think Logan Brown might have a career game. 1-2. Inside, gets past Cherney this time, all the way to the backstop, and it's 2-2. Logan Brown now 22 multi-hit games after his 4 for 5 performance yesterday. Up to 43 RBIs. 2-2. Fouled away. Way out of the stadium. Logan Brown, the 29-year-old, the local guy from Mount Vernon, living in Evansville now. 3rd season with the Otters. Ripped down the line, and it's foul. Over to the Otters bullpen. Alex Valdez able to pick it up that time. I feel as though we're going to have to mic up the bullpen one time. I think that'd be fun. Grounder over to second base. Urdaneta plays the hop all the way into shallow right. He'll throw on to first in time for out number 1. Another long at bat to start an inning, though, for Bittinger. That'll bring up Marcos Gonzalez. 7:26 local standard time, which is the central. When we head to Washington, though, we'll be in the east, an hour ahead. Those games in Washington are going to start at 7:05, 6:05 Central. The next Sunday game will be at 3:05 Central. Swing and a miss. 1-1 to Gonzalez. One misses a little low and away. Gonzalez hitting at a 342. The Otters have 4 guys hitting over 340, which is why they have a Frontier League high 302 average as a team, first in the league. It's the only stat that they're first in, but they're top 5 in a lot of other different categories offensively, including being top 5 in on-base percentage, OPS, hits, and least amount of strikeouts. Of course, a lot of those, they're behind Washington and Quebec. 2-2. High fly ball into deep left center field. Going back is MacArthur and Fogel, and that one's going to get off the wall. Gonzalez is into second. He's heading for third. No call on if it was a ground rule double or not. They're going to say that's a home run. Throw to the plate, bobbled by Cerny. Gonzalez is going to touch home plate. What is going on? Gonzalez scores. For now, it's a homer. One of the weirdest homers you'll ever see. That was crazy. The umpires are convening. Let's take a look at where that thing landed. Where'd that go? One hop. It went off the fence. So it should be technically a home run because nobody ever tagged him. I think he's going to head to second. Apparently it's a ground rule double. I don't know. I don't know, man. Everybody at home, you know as much as I do right now. It hops off the warning track. Oh, I think it might have hit the sign over the fence, which is why they're going to call that a double. So there is a sign that is over, there's a Raising Cane sign that is on the fence. It went over that, and there's a sign over the fence. It hit there, so it counts as a ground rule double. That was such a weird turn of events. 14th double, though, for Gonzalez. He's at second base with 1 out. It's a 1-1 count to Robertson, who's driven in both runs today for Evansville. His 2-run double back in the first inning. 1-1 from Binger. Inside, and it's 2-1. So after all that, Gonzalez is at second base with 1 out. Still 2-1. No homer. Still 2-1. This is a Looney Tunes hit. 2-1. Inside for ball 3. Because Gonzalez went to third, and Dunlap was just holding the ball in shallow left field because he thought it was a double. Gonzalez ends up coming home. The throw went home, and then Cerny bobbled it, so he made it home anyways. Inside, and that hits Robertson. It would have been ball 4 anyways. But the hit by pitch will send Robertson to first. They do a check swing just in case, but he called it a no-go at third, Lucas Naley. So that'll put 2 on with 1 out for LG Castillo. Slider a little inside. Hit him on the back half of the thigh. Castillo, a big opportunity here to drive in a couple runs for Evansville. Struck out in his last at-bat. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-1. Castillo hitting at a 356 has taken the lead, the team lead in average over John Ponder, who's had it for most of the year. That's after back-to-back 3-for-5 days. He did go 0-for-4 yesterday, but it's still leading the team with a 356 batting average. Now in his 47th game. hitting a smooth 500 against the Thunderbolts this year, 9 for 18. 1-1. Binger kicks and fires a pitch a little inside for ball 2. Good take from Castillo. 44 RBIs. He drove in 4 back on Wednesday, 2 on Tuesday. 2-1. High pop-up on the infield. Infield fly rule in effect, and making the catch is Dunlap for out number 2. Well, that'll bring up Chris Quitzer. 2 outs, 2 on, 2-1. Still, Otters have the lead in the top of the 3rd inning. Another inning with a lot of pitches thrown for Bittinger. He's thrown 71 through 2 2/3 innings. First pitch to Quitzer, called a strike. Quitzer struck out swinging to start the 2nd inning. Does not have a RBI as an Otter yet. Back on Wednesday, got his 700th Indy ball hit. It's a big milestone for him. Good lefty bat to add to the lineup for sure. First time playing against the Thunderbolts this season. I'm sure he's seen a lot of the Thunderbolts, though, with his extended career in the Frontier League. 3 seasons with the Boulders and 1 with the Tri-City Valley Cats. The 1-2 from Bittinger with 2 on and 2 outs. Fouled back. Well, one thing we'll definitely see with Quitzer early on here, just something we've noticed, he's gonna foul off some pitches. He's not gonna go down on 3 pitches. It's not gonna happen. He'll find a way to fight. 1-2. Another one. See? Just keeps finding a way to stay in at bats. And especially with all the pitches thrown by Bittinger, he might not go through 4 innings, depending on what happens in the 4th. Windy City 10-26 when their opponent scores first. Inside, it's 2-2. I think Quitzer benefits as well from playing against such good competition in his 9-year professional career, whether it be in the Indy ball ranks or with Team Spain. 2-2. That is ripped into right field and down for a base hit. Rounding 3rd is Gonzalez, and he will come in to score. Chris Quitzer, his first RBI as an Otter, makes it 3-1 Evansville here in the top of the 3rd inning. Another quality at-bat for Quitzer as he sends one into the very deep right field area. Sandel really had to laser one to home in order to get Gonzalez, so the weird homer double from Gonzalez does end up paying off. He comes around to score either way. First pitch is inside for ball 1 to Dre Dirksen. So Otters back up 2. 3-1 here in the 3rd. Quitzer's first RBI is an Otter. And now he stands on first with Robertson on second. And Dirksen gets hit by a fastball at 90. Right on the shoulder area. Seems to be okay as he'll make the walk over to first base. That's the second hit by pitch in this inning for Bittinger. Hit Robertson early on. He's on 3rd now. See if Dirksen's okay. Trainer's going to come out to see if he's all right. Shout out Otters trainer Brielle Fitzpatrick. always doing a good job for the guys this season. Tino Novus will take advantage of that and have a mound visit here with Binger. Tino Novus was a part of the All-Star coaching staff. The pitching coach for the Thunderbolts followed Tom Carcione from Ottawa, along with a couple players like Victor Cherney, Zach Cameron. Trainer's off, and Dirksen stays in the game. Might get a little bit of a bruise tomorrow, but bases loaded with 2 outs for Salvaggio. First pitch, a little low for ball 1. Nobody warming in Windy City's bullpen quite yet. I think they might have to start warming somebody up pretty soon. They're in the mid-80s in terms of the pitch count for Bidinger. That is low for ball 2. Nowhere to put him. Walk for Bidinger brings in a run. Salvaggio, 2 RBIs in his last 5. Still leading the team in ribbies with 50, but it is a close race, that's for sure. Called a strike, and it's 2-1. In terms of the team rankings in RBIs, Salvaggio has 50. He's the first one to 50. But Pierce and Gonzalez have 47. Ponder has 46. Brown has 44. Castillo has 44 as well. Fouled away, and it's 2-2. Salvaggio, though, has the second highest average against the Thunderbolts this season. On the team, 346. 9 for 26, has a double, a triple, a homer. 14 RBIs of his 50 have come against the Bolts. There's a grounder. Bobbled it second by Urdaneta. Throw to first, not in time. Salvaggio beats it out as he has an infield single, bringing in a 4th run as Robertson comes home from 3rd. My mistake, 15 RBIs against the Thunderbolts this season. My apologies to Salvaggio. 51 now on the year. Look at that leap at second base. Didn't even see that. Dre Dirksen getting some air in order to avoid getting hit by the grounder, and it pays off. 4-1 Otters as the first pitch from Linscott is fouled or flied out to right field. Making the catch is Sandel for out number 3. So 2 runs come in on a RBI single from Quitzer and an RBI single from Salvaggio. We will head to the bottom of the 3rd, 4-1 Evansville on the Otters Digital Network. Bottom 3, Zenko now pitching with a 3-run lead. Third innings brought to you by Precision Pest and Wildlife. Every great team brings precision to the field. We bring it to your home and business. Call 812-993-3341 or visit precisionpestwildlife.com. Let's elevate the standard together, as that one's called a strike to Sandal. The top of the order leading off, Sandal, MacArthur, Beebe for Windy City, now down 4-1. Oh, 1 is just going to miss outside. So the Otters already 7 hits today. 4 runs, 2 in the first, 2 in the third. On the other side, Windy City, 1 run on 2 hits. The 2 doubles, one from Beebe that brought in the only run for the Bolts, and James Dunlap's double last inning. Fly ball into left center field. Going back is LG Castillo, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. LG had to go a long way to get that one, as he makes the catch at the track for the first out. Good distance from Sandal, but just got under it. Liam MacArthur ended up walking in the first, came around to score. Zenko at 48 pitches through 2 1/3. A little high. Oh, Bittinger, after 3 innings, he's at 86, so if he goes more than 4, it will be a little surprising. Just on the pitch count side of things. Called a strike, and it's 1-1. Most pitches Bittinger has thrown is 105. That was back on the 17th against the Otters. He only went 5 then. Season high in innings pitched is 6. That was in his next start against Mississippi. Grounder, shallow center as Monty Jones bobbles it, and reaching on the infield single is MacArthur. Windy City has done a great job of grabbing guys that have been very good offensively for them, whether it be MacArthur or Fogle. And MacArthur traded from Joliet to Windy City. Fogle from Ottawa, and both of them have been mainstays in the lineup, and both of them have managed to really put a lot of good offense together for the Thunderbolts. First pitch fouled away by Beebe. Beebe hit the RBI double that brought in the only run so far for Windy City today. Second time MacArthur has reached. Fouled away yet again. Overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Oh, 2 from Zenko. Trying to get an out number 2 and leave the runner on first. Just misses outside. Beebe has had a couple of good hitting streaks, 10 games. His highest from June 27th to July 8th. 1-2. Fly ball into shallow right field. Amani Jones calling off his right fielder, Robertson. He'll make the catch, and that's out number 2. Well, Linscott, the usual right fielder. Robertson there because Linscott's in center. Ponder has the day off. Everybody else, though, in their normal positioning, at least normal in terms of most games played there. Fogle struck out swinging in the first inning. He's 0 for 1 today. First pitch, high and inside. We'll mention Fogle coming over from Ottawa. A lot of Thunderbolts coming from Ottawa. Ottawa, though, able to kind of replenish the squad, so to speak. They're 38-30, and they're firmly in a wild card spot. Just a half game back of New York for the second wild card, and right now they are 6 games up in the wild card. So, good position for them. They are still 8 games back of Quebec, though. Quebec sitting at 46-22. The other side, Washington 47-22. It really is just a 2-man race for the best record in the Frontier League. 2-0 from Zentko after the throw back to first. Fouled back right over my head, and it's 2-1. Vogel from Yardley, Pennsylvania. Yardley is on the New Jersey-Pennsylvania border, a little bit northwest of Trenton. Two-one. Liner right at Salvaggio for out number 3. That's the second straight game where somebody's lined right to TJ. He's been positioned perfectly for it. We'll head to the 4th. Otters still up 4-1 on the Otters Digital Network. Top of the 4th inning, Otters up 4-1. I did some calculations. And certain calculations, of course, might not be accurate, in terms of what I was calculating. But did some calculations, figured out the Otters have traveled approximately 5,468 miles this season. Up until this point, it's a 287-mile trek from Bossy Field here to Ozinga Field. We're adding 267. We're up to 5,500 miles. A little bit over. Or no, 5,600 miles. 5,600 miles is the distance across the U.S. twice. So if you went from, say, I don't know, Seattle to Miami, that would be around 2,800 miles. So far this season, the Otters have done that theoretically twice, and we still have a lot of games left. Still got to go to Washington, which is going to be a long one. Still got to go to Down East, which is going to be a long one. I don't know. I don't know if anybody really cares, but I thought it was kind of a cool little thing to figure out. Meanwhile, there is a baseball game going on. It's 1-2 to Amani Jones, who's leading off. Jones, Brown, Gonzalez. Same 2-3-4 as yesterday, and these 3 gentlemen ended up bringing across all 6 runs for the Otters yesterday. Fouled away. Monty Jones 1 for 2. Singled in the first, came around to score. Hit a fielder's choice to end the second inning. Grounder down the line. Let's do some more calculations in terms of the mileage. Let's see how many miles it is from Bossy Field to where Down East is in Kinston. Granger Field is what it's called. So that one's fouled away. Bossy Field to Granger Stadium. Let's take a look. In terms of mileage, 760. I'll definitely add to the total. Grounder over to second base. Urdaneta will throw to first in time for out number 1. So I'm going to be continuing seeing how many miles we've traveled this season and keep adding them up. We'll have a little bit of a counter at the end of the year and see if we make it to 10K. I don't think it's going to happen. Definitely 7,500, though, possible. First pitch, swing and a miss for Logan Brown, and it's 0-1. 1 for 2 as well for Brown today. Singled, scored in the first inning. Grounder to second in the third. Quickly down 0-2 here in the count against Bittinger, who is now up to 95 pitches. There's somebody warming in the bullpen for Windy City already here in the fourth inning as that one's high and in. Hard to see from my angle who exactly that is warming up. It is somebody, though. That is for sure. 1-2. High fly ball into left center field. Under it is Fogel, and he will make the catch for out number 2. Bittinger looking for his first 1-2-3 inning of the day. First inning, 3 base runners. Second inning, only 2, but then in the third inning, he had 5. First pitch called a strike to Marcos Gonzalez. Hit a double. It was a double. Not a homer, it was a double. Fouled back, it's quickly 0-2. So this might be the end of the road here for Bittinger. This last out in the fourth inning. When he said he got in need of some long relief. That is called strike 3, and Gonzalez goes down looking for the second time today. 4th K for Bittinger, as he does get that 1-2-3 top of the fourth. We'll head to the bottom half. Still 4-1 Evansville on the Otters Digital Network. Fourth inning is brought to you by Sheet Metal Workers Local 20. For 138 years, Sheet Metal Workers have led the way in sheet metal industries. like heating and air, architectural, industrial, and more. Visit smart20evansville.com for more information. Looks like Mark Black is now doing the catching. Dre Dirksen got hit by a pitch in the third inning and is out of the game. So Mark Black is in. See if Dirksen is okay. Got hit by a 90-mile-per-hour fastball. Looked like might have been shoulder blade area. Might be a precaution, but now it's Mark Black catching. First pitch is called a ball to Victor Cherney. 1-0. High fly ball into center, left center field. Moving up was Linscott. Now he falls back and makes the catch for out number 1. The wind possibly picking that one up a little bit. Quick first out for Zenko to start the bottom of the 4th. Didn't really expect Zenko to possibly go farther in what is basically a bullpen game than Bittinger, who is a normal starter in the rotation, but that might be the case. Zenko gets through this with relative ease. He'll probably get the 5th inning. Sitting at a relatively good pitch count at 62. First pitch called a strike to Daryl Ruiz. 0-1. Fouled back to the netting. It's 0-2. So tomorrow, talking about the 2 9-inning games, it is a 1:05 start for the first game and then a 6:05 start for the second game. Not necessarily something you'll see too often, 2 9-inning games. Usually it's 2 7s, but it was a scheduled doubleheader. Remember, we were here back at the end of May, played only 2 games here before heading back to Evansville. This is sort of the way we get all 12 games in against Windy City. 1-2. Low and away. Otters, though, pretty good record against Windy City this season, 6-2. Now, they did split the 2-game series here at Ozinga Field, but 5-1 at home. Swept them in late May, and then won 2 of 3 a couple weeks back. This is one of the games one of the series in the stretch where the Otters lost the first game of the series and came back to win the next 2. Payoff here from Zenko after an 0-2 to 3-2, as that one will miss for ball 4. So good at bat for Dale Ruiz as he reaches for the first time. Second walk issued by Zenko, and that'll bring up Robbie Ayers with a man on first and 1 out. First pitch hit into left field. LG's right there to make the catch for out number 2. As Ayers swings first pitch and flies one out to left, it'll send Daryl Ruiz back to first base. One on, 2 outs. James Dunlap has one of the 3 hits today for Windy City. Doubled back in the second inning. Didn't end up advancing further from there as Zenko is able to strike out Urdaneta to end the frame. First pitch a little outside for ball 1. Ruiz at first, 4 for 5 on stolen bases this season. 1-0, a little low and away for ball 2. For Dunlap, it was a second double against the Otters this season. Overall, his 9th in his first at-bat. 25 years old. He's from Tulsa. 2-0 from Zenko, trying to go 4 innings with only giving up the 1 run. That one's high for ball 3. Walk would put 2 on with 2 outs for the bottom of the order, and Josue Urdaneta, who does have a strikeout already today. Now 3 for 22 against the Otters pitching. 3-0. That one is called a strike, higher half of the zone, and it's 3-1. Well, 4 Dunlap. 1 for 9 in the last series. Not necessarily hitting the greatest, but he's a good defender over at short. That one's called strike 2. Two runs in the first, 2 in the third for Evansville. Now up 4-1, 3-2. Is high for ball 4. Almost got it. That third out, but second walk of the inning, third overall for Zenko. Will put 2 on with 2 outs for Urdaneta. Josue Urdaneta, a Indiana State Sycamore, formerly from 2020 to 2024. Same college as Colby Morris as well as Carlos Pena. But Morris and Pena were teammates. I saw them talk in pregame. Those guys were teammates at Indiana State in 2025. Urdaneta was at Indiana State. He was teammates with Pena in 2024, but not with Morris. He had his last season right before Morris transferred there. First pitch a little low for ball 1. Strikeout swinging to end the second for Urdaneta so far today. One 0 pitch. Fouled away off to the right side. Urdaneta got traded to Windy City as well, but not from Ottawa. Not from Ottawa, from Tri-City. Tri-City he spent last season with. 262 average in 60 games. A good defender up the middle. Him and Dunlap, both very good defenders. So very dominant middle infield on the defensive side. Couple of Gold Glove winners. That is hit into center field. Linscott diving catch. And that's out number 3. Another clutch catch for Linscott. Back-to-back games. Had that one with the bases loaded last night against New York. And then this one into left center field. As that will end the frame. Another scoreless inning for Zenko. We'll head to the 5th, 4-1. Otters have the lead on the Otters Digital Network. Top of the 5th inning as Binger is already out of the game here. He finishes with 4 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. As the new pitcher into the game is going to be Blaze Wilsensky. Wilsensky, 3.65 ERA in 12 and a third innings. He's given up 12 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks compared to 6 strikeouts. Pitched against the Otters. Back on the 19th through a inning and 2/3, gave up 2 earned runs. The Otters are hitting the ball well off of him. Short sample size, of course, but still. First pitch, foul tip. Blake Robertson leading it off. It's Robertson, Castillo, and Quitzer. Robertson hit the 2-run double in the first inning to give the Otters a 2-0 lead. Now they're up 3 here, 4-1 in the 5th. That one will miss low. Wilsensky, in his last outing, threw a scoreless frame against Gateway on Tuesday. He actually has not given up an earned run since that game against the Otters, back on the 19th. 4 straight scoreless outings for him. That one's fouled back. Evansville getting somebody warm in the bullpen. Long relief. Nolan Thebe. One, two. Is just outside for ball 2. Good take from Robertson. Overall, he is still 1 for 1. He got hit by a pitch in the 3rd, came around to score. One of the 2 runs that came in. He scored on the RBI single from TJ Salvaggio. 2-2. That is an opposite field base hit into left field past the dive of Dunlap. Robertson 2 for 2 as he leads off the 5th inning with a single the other way. 102 the other way for Robertson. Dunlap and didn't really have a chance to get that one. And even if he did catch that on the dive, I think Robertson would have made it either way. Good hitting for B-Rob today. Now LG Castillo up for the 3rd time. He's 0 for 2 today. Shows bunt. Pulls it away as it's inside for ball 1. Haven't seen too many bunts from LG this season. Has a strikeout in the first, a fly out to Dunlap in the 3rd inning. Now he swings away and he sends one high into shallow left field. Fogel under it, and he'll make the catch for out number 1 as Robertson will head back to first base. Chris Quitzer up for the 3rd time. Hit an RBI single the 3rd inning after a long at-bat. Mentioned he likes to fight off a lot of pitches. He's very good at that. 31-year-old facing off against the 23-year-old Wilsensky. First pitch called a strike, and it's 0-1. Quitzer now has a hit in his last 3 games, 3 out of 4 this season with the Otters. Got his first Otters RBI as he brought in Gonzalez from second base. Fouled away, and it's 0-2. Oh, 2. Foul tip. Not caught by Cherney, and it will remain at 0-2. And here we go again with Quitzer fouling off pitches. Wilsensky was with Tulane this season before signing his first pro deal. Had a 3.59 ERA in 42 2/3 innings. Another 0-2. Foul tip, this time in the glove of Cherney, and that is out number 2. First strikeout for Wilsensky today. Second K for Quitzer, and it's 2 outs with a runner on first now for Mark Black, who is now pinch hitting for Dirksen. So hopefully Dre Dirksen is okay. And this is just precautionary after the hit by pitch. Mark Black into the game. First pitch is called a strike. Mark Black nearing 100 professional games in his career. Hitting at a 237 now in game number 39 this season. 0-1 is called strike 2. He has a hit in 9 of his last 10 games, 9 of his last 9 starts, and he's coming off of 4 straight 1-for-4 days. This is very interesting. 0-2. There's a base hit into right field. Robertson takes the round, but will head back to second base. Now Mark Black keeps on hitting the ball well, that time to the opposite field. Make it 10 of his last 11 and 10 of his last, well, I guess 10 of his last 11 starts. Either way, Mark Black hitting the ball very well as of recent, and that'll cause a mound visit. 2 on, 2 outs for Salvaggio. He was in the same situation in his last at-bat and ended up hitting an infield single to bring home Robertson. Now he's at second base with Mark Black on first and 2 outs. First pitch fastball inside for ball 1. Salvaggio's reached twice, walked, and the single. Otters trying to give Wilsensky his first earned run since the last time these two teams faced off. Is another fastball, a little more inside, straightens Salvaggio up a little bit. It's 2-0. Walk would load the bases for the top of the lineup in Sam Linscott. Only 3 walks, though, for Wilsensky in 12 and 2/3. 2-0. Called a strike, and it's 2-1. Robertson and Mark Black both hitting singles. Now 9 hits on the day for Evansville. 4 runs to show for it. So they still lead it by 3, 4-1. 2-1 pitch from Wilsensky. Fouled back. And it's 2-2. Wilsensky coming from Sterling, Illinois, the opposite side of the state from where we're at right now, the northwest corner. Righty's hitting 361. Or 161 against. 389 against lefties. That's going to increase with the hit by Robertson. 2-2. Opposite field yet again, but that's a grounder to first, and tagging the bag is Ruiz for out number 3. Couple more hits for the Otters, but can't bring a run across. They still lead it 4-1 as we're halfway home here on the Otters Digital Network. Fifth inning is brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Bottomless apps are now here. Dine in only. Visit either Evansville locations. 5405 Pearl Drive or 715 North Green River Road for details. Nolan Thebe's into the game. 5.12 ERA in 38 2/3 innings. He threw a scoreless 2/3 in his last outing back on the 24th against Mississippi. He didn't pitch in the series against New York. He was the only guy out of the bullpen to not appear in that series. Now he's here, and he's most likely going to go a couple innings, considering the fact that it's only the fifth inning. First pitch outside for ball one. So Zenko's day is done. He finishes with 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Top of the order leading it off, as that one misses for ball 2. It's Sandel, it's MacArthur, it's Beebe. Sandel 0 for 2 has a strikeout and a fly out to left field. 2-0. That will miss low for ball 3. The walk would put a runner on first. It would be the 4th walk issued by Otters pitching. 3 walks issued by Zenko. 3-0 is called a strike, and it's 3-1. Thebe's given up 40 hits, 22 earned runs, 22 walks compared to 47 strikeouts. He has had some great strikeout numbers this season. 3-1. Will miss outside for ball 4. So Sandel leads off the 5th with a walk. 4th walk issued by Otters pitching, and that'll bring up Liam MacArthur. Sandel on first. He is so far 15 for 19 on stolen bases. So definitely a threat on the base paths. MacArthur has reached twice. He has a walk and a single so far today, as the first pitch is called a strike. Fouled back to the screen, and it's 0-2. Now, Thebe has had a little bit of a rough July. 13 ERA so far in the month of July. That was after a 270 May and a 276 June. So hoping that he can get a good outing here to end July and head into August right back where he was earlier this season. Throw back to first, not in time. He has not given up an earned run in the first 2 outings against Windy City, but gave up 6 in the second series here or back at Bosse Field. 0-2. A little low. They're 4 scoreless back in late May. Ended up getting the win on the 23rd of May after going 2 innings with 3 strikeouts, hitless and scoreless. But then on the 17th, threw in a third of an inning, gave up 4 earned, and then on the 19th, didn't record an out and gave up 2. Grounder to short, flipped to second for 1, on to first, a double play. 6-4-3, simple as that, a textbook DP, and that will empty the bases and put 2 outs on the board here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Salvaggio to Jones to Brown at first base. All of a sudden, Nolan Thebe looking for a 1-2-3. First pitch to Jared Beebe is a little outside for ball 1. Beebe today, 1 for 2, has driven in the only run of the day for Windy City, the RBI double in the first inning. Since then, it's been 3 zeros on the board. And 1 more out away from a 4th. That'll get past Mark Black, all the way to the backstop. I always think it's really interesting that Ozinga Field just has stairs right behind home plate. It's weird. It's a little weird. It's a little odd. It does give some charm to the place, though, especially because also the fact that the left side of the stadium has more bleachers on the second level than the first. That's always a little bit of a weird sight to see. 3-0 now to BB. Thebe to BB. Called a strike. Didn't even really notice that at first. This is a Thebe BB matchup. First time we've seen it in a while. 3-1. Called strike 2. Pain in the corner there is Thebe, and it's a full count now with 2 outs. Thebe 1 strike away from a nice 1-2-3 inning out of relief, and gets through this and will most likely get the 6th. Payoff. Grounder to short. Salvaggio right there. Throw to first. Perfect for out number 3. And Nolan Thebe does get a 1-2-3. Bottom of the 5th inning. We'll head to the 6th. Still 4-1 Evansville on the Otters Digital Network. Top of the 6th inning. It is 4-1 Evansville. As they'll look to extend their lead here in the 6th inning. It's the top 3 in the order: Lynn, Scott, Jones, and Brown leading off. Lynn Scott so far is 1 for 3. Hit a single in the 2nd inning, an infield one. Otherwise, a grounder to 2nd and a fly out to right field. All those were against Bittinger. This is his first time facing Wilsensky. First pitch misses for ball 1. Otters are 28-5 when leading after 5 innings this season. Called a strike, and it's 1-1. Nobody warming in the bullpen for Evansville, so Nolan Thebe, deservedly so, is going to get another inning. 1-1. Big swing and a miss on the fastball, and it's 1-2. Wilsensky's season high in innings pitched is 1 2/3. So if he gets through this one, it'll be a new season high. Blooper into right field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Right in front of Michael Sandel, as Lynn Scott is 2 for 4 today. Got one right over the head of Urdaneta, right in front of Sandel. Perfectly placed. Maybe Lynn Scott looking to start another hit streak. Multi-hit game number 17 for him. Monty Jones, 1 for 3 today. Man on first with nobody out. 10th hit of the day for Evansville. Outside, and it's 1-0. Jones has 20 multi-hit games. Looking for the big 2-1 here. 1-0 pitch from Wilsenski. Grounder over to second. Urdaneta will toss to short for one. Dunlap on to first in time, and it's a 4-6-3 double play. That will put 2 outs on the board here in the top of the 6th inning. Well, eye for an eye. Windy City grounds into a double play in the bottom of the 5th. Otters do the same thing in the top of the 6th. 2 outs now with nobody on for Logan Brown. 4-1 Otters, top of the 6th inning. 2 outs. First pitch from Wilsenski. A little outside. I feel like the sun set relatively quickly tonight. Still, knock on wood. I actually have a wood plank right in front of me. Don't ask why. It's to hold up the window here in the press box. Knock on wood, it hasn't rained yet. Called a strike, it's 2-1. I think we're about as far into the game as if it does start raining and we can't play on, the game will just be called. Or unless maybe you have to get through all 6. Two one. Little outside. Walker put Logan Brown on first with 2 outs for Marcos Gonzalez. 3-1. Just outside for ball 4. First walk issued by Wilsenski, only the second issued by Windy City pitching. And Logan Brown will reach for the second time today. Marcos Gonzalez 1 for 3 today. Hit a double in the 3rd inning, otherwise 2 strikeouts looking. First pitch fastball called a strike, and it's 0-1. Gonzalez looking for his 3rd multi-hit game in a row. 4 for 5 on Wednesday, 3 for 5 yesterday. 1 for 3 today. Big swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Gonzalez with the 2 strikeouts already today, has now struck out multiple times in 5 of his last 6 games. Also now has a strikeout in 13 of his last 14, but still managing to put together a lot of hits. That's why he's still hitting at 342. Ripped foul off the netting. One of the Frontier League All-Stars for Evansville. Went 0 for 1 in the game. Wilsenski trying to keep his scoreless streak alive here, make it 5 straight outings. There was a big scoreless streak that ended from Zach Cameron. Throw to second is not in time. And Logan Brown with a stolen base. He moves into scoring position with 2 outs. Only the 2nd stolen base for Logan Brown this season, but he apparently he saw something and ended up stealing second successfully. Chance for Gonzalez now to bring him in with any sort of base hit. Wilsenski will step off. So the big scoreless streak that ended yesterday against Gateway was Zach Cameron. He had retired 29 consecutive batters before yesterday. He gave up 2 runs. Slow roller over to third. Beebe throw to first on the run is in time as Ruiz tags Gonzalez at first base for out number 3. Another scoreless inning for Wilsenski as we'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. 4-1 Otters on the Otters Digital Network. Bottom of the sixth inning. Sixth inning brought to you by United Fidelity Bank, the experience you need and the service you deserve since 1914. Justin Fogel leads it off, then Cerny and Ruiz as Nolan Thebe is getting the sixth after throwing a 1-2-3 bottom of the fifth inning. First pitch, a little low for ball one. Fogel 0 for 2 so far today. Struck out swinging, lined out to Salvaggio at short to end the third inning. Outside, it's 2-0. Fogel was with Mercer County, Penn State Abington, Pitt, and Memphis in his collegiate career. 4 different schools in 6 seasons. Called a strike, and it's 2-1. Last season was with Memphis. He was hit at 299, 35 games. Also spent time with the Trenton Thunder. 4 games in the MLB Draft League before signing with Ottawa. Hit 338 in 56 games to end the season with the Titans. Called a strike, and it's 2-2. Fogel's on base and hitting streak still on the line here. He has not managed to reach base yet today. Mentioned 31 games, the longest in the Frontier League on base. 17-game hitting streak. Fought off over to third. Gonzalez throw on a run to first is in time for out number 1. A little bit more risky for Fogel here. At risk of ending that streak as he hits one the other way. Victor Cherney. Cherney's also 0 for 2 today. Grounder to short, fly out to center in his 2 ABs. First pitch called a strike, and it's 0-1. Cerny from Winnipeg in Canada. Remember having that whole conversation when we were talking about what goes on in Winnipeg. That felt like that was a while ago. That was back in May. Grounder to third, but it's foul just left of the white line, and it's 0-2. Still not too sure what goes on in Winnipeg. But Cherney's having a good little professional career. His 4th season in the Frontier League. He was with CSU Northridge for 5 seasons. The thing with Cherney is that one's outside for ball 1. He didn't really play that much at CSU Northridge. Most games he played in a season was 25, and that was in 2019. Between 2020 and 2022, he played 2 games. Fouled back, and now he's a Frontier League All-Star. So a bit of a diamond in the rough, needle in a haystack type of find for Trois Riviere, who he signed with first. Then was with Ottawa, and now he's with Windy City, his first American team professionally. Fly ball to right field. Under it is Robertson, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. Nolan Thebe doing a great job out of the bullpen today. 1 2/3 scoreless. Daryl Ruiz up for the 3rd time. He has a walk and a grounder to first. Windy City's record against opponents over 500, 15-17, which actually isn't really too close to their record versus opponents under 500, 16-20. They have 14 comeback wins this season. 0-1 from Thebe as he kicks and fires. Little low. The 1-1. Fly ball into center field. Lynn Scott backs up a couple steps, makes the catch, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for Nolan Thebe. 2 scoreless out of the pen. Might get the 7th. You never know. We'll head to the 7th. Otters up 4-1 on the Otters Digital Network.
Presented by Old National Bank. In right center field, we have a yellow horse, a zebra horse, and a red horse. They're going to race all the way behind the batter's eye in center field. They'll come out of there and race to the lyric sign in left center field, and that's our finish line. I've got 3 horse racing experts here who think they can correctly predict the outcome of today's racing. Please state your name and the horse you think will win. Madeline has the here's a little bit big to be playing this contest. What horse do you have? What's your name? My name's Lily, and I am the yellow horse. The yellow horse, very nice. Good job, Lily. Okay, horse good. Gates, no more bets, folks. We're waiting on the bell. Here we go. And they're off. Zebra out to an early lead, but here comes yellow. Yellow and then red. A couple of lead changes in here, and that's how it's going to be yellow, red, zebra as they go into the batter's eye. Attention now. Wait for them to come out of the batter's eye. Splitting out of the batter's eye. Burn. It is red, but here comes yellow. And zebra is our winner, Madeline. Congratulations. You are some kind of horse expert. We have a foam finger for you to show everybody that you're number 1.
7th inning here. Wilsensky is out there for another inning. He's already thrown his career high, his pro career high, 2 innings, but now he's back out for a 3rd inning of work. He'll face off against Robertson Castillo and Quitzer to lead off the 7th. Nobody scored since the 3rd inning. The Otters have 2 in the first, 2 in the 3rd. They still lead at 4-1. Bolts have the 1 run in the first, and that's it. First pitch a little outside for ball 1. So for Wilsensky, this is definitely not his longest outing career-wise in terms of both pro and college, as he was a long reliever at Tulane. 2025, he threw 4 1/3 scoreless against Florida Atlantic back on May 4th of 2025. Also in back-to-back games against Nichols State and FAU. Threw 4 1/3 scoreless there as well. Opposite field fly ball heading into foul ground. BB will make a run at it, but it'll fall near the Thunderbolts bullpen. It looks like Oscar Serratos is in the bullpen warming. Serratos is usually their position player pitching / technical 2-way guy. He's pitched 9 innings this season. A little high, and it's 2-2. I'm guessing the thought process for Tom Carcione is the fact that, hey, we have 2 9-inning games tomorrow. We should probably save the bullpen. Which, valid, very valid. Slow roller over to short. Dunlap going to have to work quickly. Throw on to first is in time for out number 1. Still have not seen a position player pitch for Evansville this season. I feel like even if the game was, I don't know, 10-0 in game 2, the Otters probably still wouldn't throw a position player. I feel like that's just not something the coaching staff wants to do. If it were to happen at any point this season, it would have happened during that 23-10 game against Washington. Check swing over to first, didn't go, and Castillo is in a 1-0 count to start his 3rd at-bat. There's 4th at-bat. He's 0 for 3. Couple of flyouts and a strikeout so far today for Castillo. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. For Wilsenski, his first 4 relief outings were scoreless. Scoreless streak is now up to 6 1/3. Just inside, and it's 2-1. Well, Wilsenski, before Tulane, he was with Wharton County Junior College in 2023, was with Blinn in 2022. 2-1 grounder into center field for a base hit. And LG Castillo is 1 for 4, gets his first hit of the day. Overall, the 11th hit of the day for Evansville. And Castillo's on first with 1 out for Chris Quitzer. 102 off the bat, right into center field. Quitzer's 1 for 3. RBI single sandwiched in between a couple of strikeouts. High fly ball into deep left field. Going back is Fogel. He's at the wall, and it's gone! Chris Quitzer's first home run is an Otter. Opposite field makes it 6-1 Evansville here in the 7th. .406 on the distance. Both him and LG score. The Buffalo boys coming around to score there. And it is 6-1 here in the top of the 7th. Well, Evansville up by 5, and Windy City doesn't give up too many home runs, so that not only ends the scoreless streak for Wilsenski, it's 2 earned runs given up for him. He's now up to 7 on the year. Two 2-0 here to start against Mark Black. In terms of the Frontier League rankings, dead last in homers given up on the side of the Windy City pitching staff. 61 of them. You know, Windy City doesn't necessarily hit too many home runs. It could be a stadium thing like it is in Mississippi. Because Mississippi, man, it is hard to hit a home run there. But 2-1. Little low for ball 3. Oh, this is the exact same score we saw the final for yesterday, 6-1. Yesterday against New York. 6-1 here today. 2 runs scored in 3 separate innings. 3 1s inside, and Mark Black will take the walk. Second walk issued by Wilsenski, and there will be a mound visit, which means we get to take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. 5 runs for Schaumburg in the 7th inning has made it 6-2. They're playing Mississippi, by the way. 2-1, Joliet's up on New York. They had a no-hitter into the 7th inning, but now it's just a 1-run game. Troyes beaten Quebec 5-3. It is 19-1 between Sussex and Lake Erie. Oh my goodness, they scored 9 in the 6th inning. 8-1, Florence is beaten Gateway. There's a grounder over to second, flipped to short for 1, Dunlap to first for out number 2. We'll take a look at the rest of this real quick. Ottawa is beating Brockton 6-5. 3-3 between Tri-City and Down East. Washington's winning again. Okay, we will head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Opposite field 2-run shot from Quitzer. His first homer as an Otter puts Evansville up 6-1 on the Otters digital network. or indie ball homer. It's a lot. It's a lot of homers. It's a lot of homers. And then professional hit or indie ball hit number 702. First pitch from Thebe is outside to the leadoff man, Robbie Ayers. Thebe looking to go 3 scoreless as he has been pitching mighty fine out of the pen. This is his 8th outing with at least 2 innings pitched. High fly ball into center field. Lynn Scott has a read on it. Waiting for it to come down. It'll come down in the glove for out number 1. Well, we mentioned Thebe hasn't been having the best July, but this is about the best end to July that you can have if you are Nolan Thebe. Big confidence booster, maybe get you some more high leverage appearances. A long stint in the bullpen. Him and Zenko have been keeping them in this game. Another fly ball into center field. And Lynn Scott will catch that one for out number 2. At this rate, put him out there for the 8th. Why not? If things go well, why not put him out there for the 8th? His season high in innings pitched is 3. He's only done it once. That was all the way back on May 17th against Florence. Chance to tie that season high if he can get Urdaneta. First pitch called a strike. It does kind of feel like with each out Thebe's getting, the confidence is building. He's gotten 3 straight flyouts to center. A little outside. Urdaneta so far 0 for 2 today. A flyout to center and a strikeout swinging, both of them against Zentko. He's the last batter that has not faced off against Thebe. A little low, and it's 2-1. Two one pitch from Thebe. Foul tip, and it's 2-2. Urdaneta against righties hitting .230. 2 for 6 series against Gateway. You gotta wonder maybe if Serrato's in the bullpen warming, if we will see him actually pitch. Wonder if the opportunity arises even higher of a chance since the Otters have brought the lead to 5. Another one's fouled back. Six runs on 12 hits. No errors for Evansville. 1 run, only 3 hits for Windy City. 2-2. Little high for ball 3. It's a good battle here between Thebe and Urdaneta. Ever since the leadoff walk to Michael Sandel, though, Thebe has retired 7 straight. Payoff. Got him. Make it 8 straight. Nolan Thebe, 3 scoreless out of the pen. Ties his season high in innings pitched out of the bullpen this season as we will head to the 8th. Otters up 6-1 on the Otters Digital Network.
Tyler, you've got about 52.5 yards. You got water heading out to your left. Not a lot of wind up there right now. First shot. Tyler Worley, ground ball, second baseman.
Top of the 8th. So it'll be the top 3 leading off against Manning. Lynn Scott, Jones, and Brown. Manning has been on the IL for a while. See, throws outside for ball 1. His last outing was on May 19th against Mississippi. He gave up 3 earned, 2 hits, and 2/3 of an inning. He has a 9.82 ERA, but he's only thrown 3 2/3, so small sample size for him. Went on the IL and is since returned rather recently. He returned before the series against Gateway, but didn't end up pitching against them. Grounder back up the middle into center field for a base hit. Sam Linscott 3 for 5 today, and that is hit number 13 for Evansville. In terms of 3-hit games for Linscott, that is number 5 on the year. 3 singles. First pitch to Amani Jones is called a strike. Manning has pitched in 4 games. His first game was on opening day against Washington through a scoreless frame. Then there's a grounder over to second base. Urdaneta will toss to second for 1, on to first for 2. It's another double play grounded into by Evansville. And that's the first 2 gone here in the top of the 8th inning. Runs on the 19th against Mississippi before getting put on the IL. Fouled back to the netting. It's 0-2 to Logan Brown. A little bit of interesting sidearm delivery for Manning. 24 years old. He's from Minooka, Illinois. Minooka. That's a fun little town name to pronounce. Grounder to second base. Urdaneta getting a lot of work over at second base today. He'll throw to first in time for out number 3. A quick top of the 8th for Noah Manning. As we'll head to the bottom half, we'll see a new pitcher come in for Evansville as they have a 6-1 lead on the Otters digital network. We have a pitching change. As always, pitching changes are brought to you by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find all your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or give them a call at 812-4759K. Chase Cribble is into the game. He has a 10.8 ERA in 5 innings and is very skewed. He's been very good in his last 4. He's thrown 4 straight scoreless outings. He's been good. The 6 earned runs in the inning and 2/3 have kind of boosted the ERA a little bit, but he has been doing very well since then. Coming in here for the 8th, as the first pitch misses outside for ball 1 to Michael Sandel, who leads it off. It's Sandel, MacArthur, and Beebe. Nolan Thebe finishes with 3 hitless innings. Walk and a strikeout. And Cribble will look to keep on keeping on. Doing well for the pitching staff here in the 8th inning. Offense for Windy City has been held dormant since the first inning. That RBI double from Jared Beebe is still the only run scored for Windy City. It's been 6 straight scoreless innings. 2-1. Little low, a little inside, and it's ball 3. 3 walks, 6 strikeouts for Cribble. He's given up 7 hits, 6 earned runs. All of them were in that first outing against Sussex. 3-1. Fouled away. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Sandal's been the main leadoff man for the Thunderbolts. We saw a decent amount of Liam MacArthur leading off in the last series back at Bossy Field, but seems as though they've decided to put Sandal back in the number 1 spot. 3-2 fly ball into center field. Lynn Scott will make the catch, and that is out number 1. You know, it seems like everything hit by Evansville has gone to Urdaneta, and everything hit by Windy City has gone to Lynn Scott in center field. That's now 4 out of the last 5 batters to hit a fly out to center field. The only one was that Urdaneta strikeout, who Urdaneta has already hit a fly out to center today. So he's meeting that quota. 6 of the 9 hitters in the lineup for Windy City have hit a fly out to center. Grounder up the middle. That's going to get into center field for a base hit, and Liam MacArthur has 2 hits today. He's reaching for the 3rd time. It's just really hard to get the man out. Jared Beebe still has the only RBI of the day, is double, scoring MacArthur from second base. First pitch from Cribble. Called a strike, pain in the corner on the inside edge, and it's 0-1. But Beebe, since that RBI double, is popped out to Amani Jones in shallow right field and grounded out to short. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Four hits for the Bolts. 2 of them have belonged to MacArthur. 0-2. Fouls one off himself. Bottom 6 in the lineup for Windy City have gone 1 for 16. The double from Dunlap, the only hit back in the 2nd inning. 0-2. Grounder back to Cribble. He'll throw to second. It's going to get into center field. Backed up by Salvaggio, but everyone's safe. An error on the throw. And that is going to put 2 on here with 1 out. And grounded back to him. The throw unable to be scooped up off the turf by Amani Jones. So there's going to be a mound visit here. 1 out, 2 on. Justin Fogel up. It is a lefty-lefty, but Fogel is still always dangerous. Matter of fact, Fogel is hitting a lot better against lefties than righties this season. 417 against lefties, 306 against righties, and 373 with runners in scoring position. See if Cribble can get the job done here in the 8th. They do have a lot of cushion. Ripped foul. Got out in front of that one. 102 off the bat. Got out of the stadium, and it's 0-1. Cribble was at Pitt this season, 5.71 ERA and 17 1/3. Signed there after a shortened season with the Appalachian League. Grounder to first. Logan Brown, throw to short for one. On to first is not in time. As that will be out number 2. Fogle will reach on the fielder's choice, and advancing to third is MacArthur. First and third with 2 outs, Victor Cherney. Bottom 6 in the order, 0 for their last 11. And Cherney trying to change that here. So that one's fouled away. The last 3 have reached, but only on the hit by Arthur. Actually getting into the hit column. The error by Cribble, and then the fielder's choice. Putting runners at the corners with 2 outs. An opportunity for Cribble to get out of this with a scoreless frame and head to the 9th, still up 6-1. 0-1 pitch is called, strike 2. Now Cribble a strike away from getting out of things. Cerny is already 0 for 3 today, a couple flyouts, and a grounder to short. He is one of the 6 guys in the lineup that has a flyout to center. Big opportunity for Cerny to at least make things close. 0-2. Outside fastball, and it's 1-2. Cribble has 6 strikeouts this season. Allowed a flyout to center, then a single error and a fielder's choice. Ended up getting out number 2. Make it more comfortable, take it out of a save situation. Maybe save Serta for tomorrow, as that one's outside, and it's 2-2. It's Simpson and Wiltsey going tomorrow in both games of the doubleheader. 2-2. Popped up foul ground, running after it, Mark Black. He'll run out of space. It'll fall into the concourse. 6-1. Otters have the lead in the bottom of the 8th. 2-2 with 2 outs. Runners at the corners. Another pitch here from Cribble. Kicks and fires. That's a ground ball over to Amani Jones. He'll throw on to first in time for out number 3. Cribble gets the scoreless 8th. As Cerny grounds out to second base, we'll head to the 9th. Evansville still up 6-1 on the Otters Digital Network. Ninth innings brought to you by McMahon Exterminating. Remember, hooking up with all of your pest control needs, McMahon can. New pitcher in for Windy City is Oscar Serratos. So he does end up coming into pitch here. He is a normal outfielder, but is getting the top of the ninth here to try and save the bullpen for Evansville. It's Alex Valdez warming in the bullpen for the Otters. Serratos normally hitting at a 216 in 32 games, but he actually has a 7 ERA in 9 innings so far this season. He's pitched in 9 games. First pitch is going to miss high for ball one. It's Gonzalez, Robertson, and Castillo leading off for the Otters in the ninth inning. Still up 6-1. Grounder over to short. James Dunlap. Throw on to first is in time for out number one. A good start for Serratos in the ninth. Serratos actually did pitch recently back on Wednesday against Gateway. He pitched a scoreless frame, gave up 2 hits, but didn't allow a run to come across. He has a victory as well this season. He's 1-0. Got the win on the 16th of June against Joliet. Quickly 0-2 to Robertson. Serrato's working really quickly. He's given up 7 earned runs. All 7 of those came in a 3-game span between June 19th and June 26th. That one just misses high, and it's 1-2. His first 5 outings were scoreless, which is pretty good considering he is normally a hitter. Foul tip into the glove for strike 3, and Robertson goes down swinging. First K for Serratos today. And that's out number 2 in the top of the ninth. Serratos so far making pretty quick work of the Otters offensively. Fifth strikeout of the season for Serratos. First pitch to LG is called a strike, and it's 0-1. He's given up 1 homer. That was on the 19th against Joliet. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Has thrown exactly 1 inning in all 9 appearances as well. Doesn't go more, doesn't go less. Perfectly balanced. 0-2. High fly ball into deep left field. If it's fair, it's gone, and it just gets left of the pole. LG heading back to the batter's box to face another 0-2. Grounder to first. Snagged by Ruiz. He'll tag the bag. And a 1-2-3 inning for Oscar Serratos in the ninth. Otters 3 outs away from breaking their losing streak in series openers. It's Alex Valdez to try and get the last 3 outs as we'll head to the bottom of the ninth on the Otters digital network. bottom of the 9th. Otters are playing a fantastic game here in game 1 of the 4-game series, and they're going to have to just finish things off here. The bottom of the 9th, Alex Valdez will be the man to do so, as he'll face off against Ruiz, Ayers, and Dunlap here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Valdez is at a 3.82 ERA now in 35 1/3 innings. He has thrown 4 straight scoreless outings. Overall, 22 games with 0 earned runs given up. This is actually his 6th game against Windy City this season. He's only given up 1 earned run in those 6 games, which equates to 6 2/3 innings out of the pen. The first pitch is called a strike to Ruiz. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Third of an inning on Wednesday against New York. Inning scoreless with 2 strikeouts on Tuesday against New York as well. Having a great season out of the pen. The 8th and 9th inning combination of him and Serta are definitely been dominant so far this season. I think they might have called a pitch clock violation. And now Andy McCauley is coming out of the bullpen. I think Kenny Jackson is explaining things over to him, and Andy McCauley not putting up a fight. He'll, it's just a ball. Otters are still up 5. There's nothing really to argue too much about. Pitch clock on now. 12 seconds and counting. 1-2 pitch is just going to miss, and it's 2-2. 2-2. Grounder right to him. Throw to first is in time. 97. That was right into Valdez's glove as he flips to first for out number 1. Let's take a look at this replay. Bounced right there. Perfect reaction time from Valdez. And that's the first out in the bottom of the 9th inning. Robbie Ayers, first pitch from Valdez is low and away for ball 1. Swing and a miss, it's 1-1. Bottom 6 in the order, 1 for 18 today. High chopper back to Valdez. He'll throw to first in time, and that's out number 2. Back-to-back 1-3 groundouts. And the ThunderBolts are down to their final out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Make it 1 for 19. Valdez wants to make it 1 for 20. Dunlap does have the only hit from the bottom 6 in the order. The double in the 2nd inning is the only one so far. Let's calculate. Those are the bottom 5 in the order. The bottom 6, 1 for 22. 1-0. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Well, Otters 41-27. Valdez can get this 3rd out. 14 games over yet again. That's going to get past Mark Black to the backstop. It's 2-1. Their first series opening win since June 26th. Their first series opening win in July. Puts them over 500 at 12-11. 2-1 is going to miss for ball 3. You don't want to say too much because there was a game between Joliet and Schaumburg in which Joliet was up 5 with 2 outs and didn't win the game. You don't want to speak too soon about these types of things, especially because that one will miss for ball 4. And Dunlap will actually reach for the 3rd time today. 2 walks and a double. Fifth walk issued by Otters pitching. Three for Zentko, one for Thebe, one for Valdez. It's just an overall outstanding effort from the pitching staff today. Got a couple RBI singles, the 2-run double from Blake Robertson, the 2-run homer from Chris Quitzer, his first homer as an Otter. Kind of put the icing on the cake there in the 7th inning. 0-1. Just inside. Urdaneta for 3. 2 strikeouts and a flyout to center. Reminder, 2 games tomorrow. 2 9-inning games. It's going to be a lot of baseball. It's going to be a lot of baseball. Called strike 2. Windy City down to their final strike here on this Friday night in Crestwood. 105, 605, the 2 start times. 1-2 pitch from Valdez. Outside for ball 2. Sunday's going to be another 105 before heading back home to Evansville and facing off against the Joliet Slammers. Two from Valdez. He struck him out, and the Otters win. Evansville takes the victory 6-1 as their 7 straight series opening loss streak is over. They take a win in Game 1 of the series. They move to 41-27, more wins than last year officially, and have tied their win total from 2024. Overall, a great game, a great start to the series, and they will look to take the series if they sweep the doubleheader tomorrow. The Otters, 2 runs in the first, 2 in the third, 2 in the 7th, all they needed. Only the 1 run in the bottom of the first from Windy City, and then the Otters pitching staff threw 8 scoreless frames, whether it be Zetka, whether it be Thebe, whether it be Cribble, whether it be Valdez. Either way, Otters pick up a nice win. 6 runs on 13 hits with 2 errors, 1 run on 4 hits with no errors on the other side, as we'll take one last look at the out-of-town scoreboard because it's looking like New York, after getting no hit through 7 innings, is going to beat Joliet 3-2. They only have 1 hit, but 3 runs across. As Troyes is up 9-5 on Quebec. Sussex ended up beating Lake Erie 19-5. And Florence won and Washington won. So with the Otters win, they don't gain any ground in terms of the division, but they do gain ground in the wild card with both the loss by Windy City and Gateway. That's another game up in the wild card overall. A fantastic day to be an Ott, as usual. Tomorrow, it's going to be a long one. 18 innings of baseball starting at 1:05 tomorrow, barring any sort of rain or any sort of delay. Fireworks are going off, so we'll send you off here right now. I'm Evan Patoka. Enjoy the fireworks, and we'll see you tomorrow.